Hey everyone, it's Tom here, battlerapresume, back with yet another episode. Here we are. I'm interviewing another battle rapper that I've admired, for so long now. Very lucky, really, very honoured to have him on the show a few times. He is, I don't know, I think if there was a census of UK battle rap fans and you had to mark down, your favourite, Yunan, I think he's always there for a lot of people. There's something quite heroic about you, Yunan, in an odd way. You know what I mean? When I watch you, I get Rocky vibes. I don't know what it is.
It's because I got the biggest mouth, bro. It's because I always try to take out the biggest motherfucker.
And we're on that trajectory now. You've just had the title match versus Crafty, which we'll get to in detail.
Yeah.
And now building up to the Matter title match. I said this on Twitter before, has anyone ever done back-to-back title approaches? That's rare.
From what I know, being a battle rap nerd or whatever you want to call it or a fan for such a long time, I've never heard of anyone to do that, even in the States or whatever. So and I just want to say, I'm super honored that people feel like I deserve that and stuff, so yeah, I don't think that's been done though, so trying to set some levels, I guess.
Yeah, maybe saw us in '07 on No Coast and so yeah, I don't know, perhaps, but still, yeah, it's pretty incredible. And just to catch up on the history, we have done past episodes, go back, we've done the original BRR, and then we, I think we spoke about the Rivers clash possibly at the time. I remember you being in the in the kit on the thumbnail, but there's been quite a few battles that have gone down. Quite a few marred in physical incidents, unfortunately. Both the Bobby and Raptor battles, though, some of your best showings. Really, I think quite a kind of a late high point for you in terms of performances and writing. Really great.
See, the thing is with that is I definitely agree, and big up for saying that. But what it is I said to people before, Bobby Rex and Raptor, they're both very big characters, and if you follow the Twitter hype and all that, them guys, they know how to sell a fight. They know how to sell the battle. So if anything, the reason I came like that against them is because they sent the shits at me, bro. I thought I was going to get bodied if I didn't come A1. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was my return to Premier Battles after a little bit of some stuff going on and stuff. So I just felt like I wanted to come and just, it's been since I battled Diz, I haven't battled on a big stage.
Yeah.
So I was I wanted to show out for everybody, man, and as for the physical altercations and stuff like that, again, it's Bobby Rex and Raptor. They're a Larry pair of fuckers, you know what I mean? Right. They're my friends, they're my boys.
No, definitely,
but they're a Larry pair of fuckers.
Bobby, I say Bobby especially, Raptor as well. They both sort of crossed a line there. Bobby just kind of slaps you upside the head, right? And you you instantly go, no, and you grab his arm. It's pretty heated.
Well, actual clash, live stream, when you could see to watch it on the PPV, he was a little bit more apologetic than it appeared because he didn't mean to do it. You know what I mean? He went to just do kind of a Bobby Rex theatrical move and fucking lamp me one in the jaw, innit? And I'm stood there trying to remember my bars, and I'm just boom, fuck, what the fuck? You hit me? What? The fuck happened? But yeah.
But without detracting from that, I think it was a return to the bigger stages, like you say. And I mean, when you battled Raptor before, that was quite a big stage, wasn't it? On Don't Let the Label You. I mean, it's slightly different, not domestic, but.
The thing is it was in Germany, you know what I mean? So it was as much as they appreciated us performing and that there, I don't feel it really got the love it could have if that had happened in the UK. You know what I mean? It was good and the vibe was cool, but I don't know if you ever seen that Pat Stay battle when he battles in Germany and they kind of just like react to his cadence at the end of the bars and stuff. And he makes a point of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a little bit like that. You know, there's fluent English speaking people there, but like, you know, you're talking 2 out of 10 people. You know what I mean? So I do wish that original battle had happened in the UK as well.
Would, I mean, stupid question maybe. Is Pat Stay up there for you, like in terms of a dream battle?
Bro, Pat Stay kicked my ass, man.
I mean,
go on, man. Fuck that.
He'd have a field day, I think. Yeah.
Yo. The thing, and I'll say this. Me and Pat, like, you know, we've had lunch together in Canada. We get on really well. Yeah. And that aside, like, to me, he is the best battle rapper. To me, personally. So to battle him, obviously, I would say, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I'd do that shit for free because he's the fucking man, you know? But in terms of whether I think I stand a chance, hell fucking no. I think he whooped my ass.
And how old were you when you battled Diz? Were you 21?
Yeah, I was 21, man. I'm 28 now, so yeah, it was... Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. And Craft actually quotes it, which we'll get to. He quotes one of your most heinous bars from that, which is still...
Yeah. He fucking twisted that, He fucking twisted that, motherfucker. But it was a good angle.
But, oh, man. Yeah, to be there, 5th birthday, and, you know, props to still being there, still performing on, you know, new platforms like Rappers Fool. You battled Hades. Just looking on First Tracker, they actually spelt your name wrong in the thumbnail. Unanymous. They missed out an N. So definitely keep that in mind, Rory. And,
I love that. I might change my name to that.
Unanimous. Maybe it's an accent thing. I don't know. But yeah. Versus Hades, which, you know, obviously following stuff on Facebook, event recaps, whatever. The buzz was, and it is pretty well founded, but the buzz certainly was, Yunan, that this was like a defining Hades performance rather than a Titanic Yunan showing, I guess.
For sure. He was great. He was really great. And like, just to keep it all the way of real, like, I got a little bit intoxicated before the battle. You probably noticed that in the fucking battle. But, and I should have taken the guy a little bit more serious, man, because he didn't fucking come to play. I had my bars. But again, you know, the alcohol kind of took me a little bit left, and subsequently, like, I would say, like, you know, bar-wise, material-wise, maybe my writing was stronger than his, but he definitely had the best performance I've seen him have, and, you know, he deserves that, man, because at the end of the day, he took it more serious than me, innit? So, big him up, man. He's a dope guy, Hades, man.
And how was the event as a whole? Like, you've been to a lot of all-star events, you know, pardon the pun, like 5th birthday, like we mentioned, etc. Like, how would you rank that? Because there were some heavy hitters over there, you know, Red Flag, Saurus, Dunge, etc.
It was a great vibe. Like, to be honest, man, like, whenever I go to Ireland, it's like the biggest party you've ever been to. Them guys make us look like chumps when it comes to drinking and stuff like that, man. So, like, but, like, you know, if we're talking, like, battle rap and the way that the vibe was, like, it was great, man. It was, and what I really enjoyed was watching it as a fan. You know, sometimes I forget that I'm like a big fan of this shit. So after my battle, it was nice to just kind of just watch the rest of the battles, or like, you know, the night before I wasn't battling the first night, it was nice to just, you know, watch some of my favorites, like, you know, Saurus is one of my favorites and stuff like that, and just to see
I remember you nerding out 4th birthday. There's that footage of you outside, aren't you? Like, really excited that Saurus is there. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember because I was fucked up.
Yeah. But, it was in like the trailer or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember I was saying, as long as I get to see Saurus perform, I don't give a fuck.
That's
or
right.
some shit like this. And fucking, but yeah, Pete again, I would, you know, I've known him since like 2012 now. So it's strange for me because, like, I've watched him since I was 15, 16, you know, I mean, maybe even younger than that. So just to be mentioned in the same conversations as him and get to share a stage with someone that I deem a fucking absolute legend, it's a real honor for me, man. He's a great man. He's a great, and I only have good things to say about Saurus, man. He's great.
That's something I'd like to see on Rap Is Full.
You know, I would fucking love to battle Saurus, bro. Like I just said, like that that would mean something to me. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't just be like I'll have a few lagers before the battle, whatever the fuck. Like, that's something I would take A1 serious, because that guy is essentially, and fuck it, he could use this against me if we ever battle. He's like why I battle rap, man. He's like why I got into battle rap. So
most people.
Yeah, so for me that would be a real big honor to battle someone like Thesaurus.
And, getting through now to the title match itself versus Crafty, like, what's the behind the scenes for this? How was this arranged? Because it gets says at the start that, it's been pretty much a year since it was announced, type thing. Summer 2019. So what's the genesis?
Well, like that's he's not lying. That is the case. But if I'm honest, man, when I had the year again, like, I battled Lazy Ass Jack, I battled Raptor, and I battled Bobby the same year, and I had, like, UK Battler of the Year and all that kind of stuff. And if I'm honest with you, I got a little bit excited, and I feel like I shouldn't have accepted the Hades battle before I did the Crafty battle, because I don't know, man. I was watching a Murder Mook interview the other day, and he was talking about Sue Surf and Lola Lux, and he said some shit like, over analysis can cause paralysis, and that's deep or whatever. But like, I understood like what he meant by, like, I feel like I just had too much time to write for Crafty, and it kind of becomes stagnant. I didn't know what angles to take. Like, he's like, without sounding disrespectful to Crafty, he's a great MC, he's a great writer, all that kind of stuff. But like, if I'm just being honest, it's not a battle that excites me. You know what I mean? And it never was. It was just like an interim thing. They had to do it because they needed a champion for Don't Flop. And, I tried to push the battle forward a little bit because, I kind of just put it on the back burner, like, it'll happen at some point next year or whatever. And yeah, I guess he was just more prepared than me, man. He treated it better than I treated it, man. Like, I feel like we're in the age, battle rap now, we're in the age of accountability. I can't sit here and be like, there was echo in the room, I hadn't drunk enough water that day or whatever the fuck. Like, he just came more strapped than me, man, and I forgot my bars. Like, that's just literally it.
See, with Danny, he's got this reoccurring strong vision where his one mission is really fucking killing me, and he gets lost in it because, see, in his head, he's painting the wrong picture, convincing himself that I'm not shit or that I ain't got shit, because really what I got is everything that he wants in this. If I land a bang on Craft, he'll leave with half of his top missing. So even if he pulls off winning, that crown will not fit him. Look, he thinks he got a shot till a shot hit him. I'll have ammunition dropping out an airborne Craft like a SWAT mission. Look, he thought he was fly, but he's looking more like a scared passenger though. I wave an arm at Craft, air traffic control.
And this is at the Jam Jar Bristol. Tons of people there, right? Like, atmosphere's great.
Of course, and it was a great vibe, but again, if you want me to be honest, man, I knew I was going to lose, Tom. I knew I was going to lose, man. Because I just knew I wasn't ready like I was when I battled Raptor. I wasn't ready like when I battled Bobby. I still couldn't cleanly spit my third verse like a couple of nights before. I was like, fuck, man, this isn't it's not going to go in my favor because I don't feel like I'm ready to go and snatch up a championship. You know what I mean? I feel like he's going to come in there and light me up, and I feel like that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, it does have a little air of inevitability about it as it plays through. Introduce us, Craft beginning with the Tommy Villis kind of shoplifts Guinness, tough man, non-specific. Like, a lot of people praise his performance in this battle, like saying it's a level up. What do you think?
I think it's his best performance I've ever seen. Yeah. Personally, like, I'll say this though. I think, like, his first round was dope, but, like, I think it dragged a bit. And it was a bit like, you're from Plymouth. Yeah. And it was kind of just like Plymouth disses. And it's like, okay.
Send in the tractor emoji, like,
Yeah, which is dope or whatever. But, like, I kind of feel like, it's like, is that really that strong an angle? Everybody knows I'm from Plymouth. That's not really like a...
Yeah,
everybody knows that people from the Southwest drive fucking tractors or whatever the fuck. Do you know what I mean? So I just found it a bit dry. I feel like, maybe not like the first half, but when I like picked up in the like, I would say momentum wise and like intensity wise and content wise, I got the first round. I would personally say that, but I think you could argue that he got it because his round was a bit longer. He had a few more punchlines in there and stuff like that. But the second and third round, he decisively got.
Yeah, the first is it works. I mean, Kraft always has interesting references. Charles over Liz's grave, which I quite liked, which is sort of predicting the event. I mean, the ending's not very strong. The sword in the stone, no force for the throne, and there's
that's a nice rhyme though. I like how that sounds.
Nice rhyme, yeah. I think the imagery, like the Andy Ruiz stuff, and does the accent of you as well in the first. Like for me, Yunan, I guess, yeah. When you're getting into that monstrosity stuff, pinpointing it is Achilles' heel, and Masters. What was it? Right hand scramble his features like Picasso pieces is just crazy. Like fucking great. Like you get physical brush by wave an arm at Craft, air traffic control. Like probably one of the more original Craft bars I've heard in a while.
I felt like when I said to him I'll have ammunition dropping out an airborne craft like a SWAT mission. I thought that was crazy, but like, people wasn't really fucking with that too tough. I was like, oh shit, you didn't like that? All right then, okay. Moving on.
I love how you sort of fight fire with fire. So you mentioned that he might do personals. So you're like, bro, I can do personals as well. I know your brother's name and that he books bands, and that just caught me off guard. It's such like an absurd fact to know.
Yeah, but it's one of those, mate, where like, I know in the Raptor battle I got super personal, but if you actually like, and like in past battles I've done it before, but really my thing isn't really getting personal. I just want to bar out. I just want to rap better than the other guy, and obviously, like, I don't know how it sounds for me to say this, but I feel like guys know that I'm a threat in terms of like rapping. If we're just rapping, I don't feel like Crafty can rap better than I can, even now, even though he beat me. Like, I don't. And I feel like the approach that people will usually take because of that is the whole, like, I'm going to really try and personally get at you and break that down and make punchlines out of, scenarios and, my mum doing heroin or whatever the fuck it is that they say, you know what I mean? So I guess you could kind of say that I took the 8 Mile approach, that I know something about you, what I mean? Like, I guess I did kind of take that angle a little.
I mean, you imagine him behind a newspaper, with a notebook and sort of following you for his bars. And
that was true as well, mate. He fucking was spying on me at the Raptor battle, man. He had a notepad in his fucking hand and shit. Christ. I was like, yo, leave me alone, man. Like, just go write your bars, innit? Leave me alone.
You're his muse, I guess. Yeah, that's mad. And he talks
trying to get drunk with my friends. You're following me and shit. Go away.
This guy's moleskin. Talk about all the stuff you that said about Azerbaijan and Catelyn Stark. You say, and that even rhymes with Unanimous bars, which I just think's brilliant. And just plays into that character. Him on the second talking a lot about you being on that Don't Hate the Players, right, with iKid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the Incredible Predator he mentions as well, your old SoundCloud.
Yo, man brought up my MySpace from like 2008.
Yeah,
bro.
I think I remember that was your MySpace. Yeah, and
like I've got like long hair, no beard in the photo and shit. I was young in that. I was like 16, 17. I was like, you dickhead, how'd you even know that?
Is that of the Plymouth Fat Kid Raps era, or is that?
You're killing me. But like maybe even before that.
Damn.
Like, I'm talking, like, I created that MySpace there when Rowan first contacted me to do a battle ever, when I was, like, just turning 17. And, like, the Incredible Predator, because, that's how everyone used to be fucking rhyming and shit, innit? You know what I mean? Talking about, just matching the syllables and the noun sounds and stuff before you really knew what punchlines were. I was like, yeah, I'm the Incredible Predator. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'd never write that now, innit? But, whatever. It's funny.
And, it's classic, attacking Yunnan ideas and bringing up your past and, putting it all together. Quotes Battle Rap Resume actually mentions the show. He talks
Oh
about,
yeah, he did, right?
yeah, he name checks a few times actually. He had to go on a podcast to clarify you'd never rape a woman. I haven't actually listened back. He gives an exact timestamp. I'll put it in here.
Yo, you know what, Tom? I did listen back, mate, and like it's the part where you bring up what I said to Diz when I say about the prayer mat and
Right.
like, you know, fuck a bareback, like, you know, when I say that.
Yeah.
And me and you literally crack a joke, and I'm like, just to clarify, like, you know, it's just bars. I don't want people to think I'm some racist, rapey guy. Like, and we laugh at it, but he kind of twisted it like I'm sat there talking to you, and you're kind of like, so did you rape this woman? You know, and I'm there like, no, mate. You're like, this is what happened. Like, that's how he made it fucking sound, innit? And I was like, you can't.
He did. You know, and the second, then there is some choking, unfortunately, from you, even though there's some crazy stuff. The whole, you know, the drag and drop and that sort of, you know, click and paste sort of idea. And, talk about Hey Hatchie, and it sounds like his name sounds like he's rolling with Fat Tony and all of that. Like, it's just like you said, unfortunately, you do slip up. It wasn't focused. You are, you know, Craft's third round begins with you saying, fuck, because you have to cut it off early. Like, that frustration is just terrible, right?
Because, yeah, you know, the thing is, mate, is like I say, like, you know, battle rappers, they got a habit of sitting and making excuses. But I even said to Crafty after the battle, I apologized to him, innit? Because at the end of the day, we did a face-off, we hyped it up really good, and, like, we were super, like, competitive. And for me to fuck up like that, you know, any battle rapper knows it doesn't feel good, you know what I mean? It's like, shit, man. I like it. For me, if you choke, you lose. Like, that's just, like, you know, even if you had a crazy first round and a crazy third round, and you beat them in the first, and like, if you have a bad choke, to me, that loses you a battle. Personally. Like, that's just, because it's like, you know, there's nothing more awkward than watching somebody fucking choke in a rap battle, you know, so, you know, I felt bad for it, man. I felt bad. But,
and Kraft sort of sticks the knife in, really, with the flip at the top, rapping for 5 minutes, how the fuck are you out of breath, with, you know, the coronavirus.
Yo, it was hot in there. It was
yeah.
I hadn't eaten that
day. He couldn't resist. And he mentions battle resume again. And there's a few bars here he does Thomas flips that I'm pretty sure Jem actually did these in your battle. Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Edison as well gets mentioned.
I think Jem said something like that. But I'll say this on the record, yeah, like, my name is not actually Thomas.
No.
My name is actually Tommy. Like, and I mean, I understand you can still call me Thomas and do a bar with it. Like, that's cool, but you're called Thomas, right?
It's on my birth certificate, yeah, Thomas, yeah.
It's low-key one of those things that bugs me a little. I'm like, why are you doing Thomas flips? That's not actually my name. But, you know, like, for me, if somebody publicly called themselves Tommy, the way I spell it and all that, I wouldn't do a Thomas flip. You know what I mean? For me personally,
well, you got integrity,
you know, but I'm just picky like that. I'm just, you know.
Well, yeah, it's like I don't know if you saw when Tay-Rock battled Geechee Gotti, and like all his second round, he's like, I'm going to call you Gat, and just there's lots of Got bars, and it's like,
and it's like, but that who the fuck calls him Got?
He's never been called Got. Like, you know, passwords you can, but yeah, no, it's never been said. It's like I think C Major did Jim as well for Snipery or something like that. So
yeah, and you know, like no shade to Shotty because that's my bro or whatever. But like, you know, when he was calling Tony D Toe.
Oh yeah, Mistletoe, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, you know what I mean? His name's not Toe. Nobody calls him that. You know what I mean? You know, like, I don't know.
It's mostly there. Yeah, no, you're right. It does that.
No shade though. Big up Shotty, innit? No shade.
And you know, Kraft. At this point in the battle, you know, there is the feeling that he's won already. The crowd are on his side, and he could really pull out uncrafty-like bars that anyone would write and are always going to pop. The Mikey from Recess bar, just calls you Mikey from Recess.
Yeah.
No intricacy, just
do you know
boom.
How often motherfuckers used to call me that in school? And shit, man? Like, so that was a super on-point comparison, and I thought, like, you know, I lost a bit of weight, I look a bit more in shape these days, so I was like, he ain't gonna come with no fat jokes and shit, but it's very on point, because I do look like Mikey from Recess, and I fucking do it, it's okay. You know, I'll take that one. He can have that one.
You're
man.
close to TJ in my eyes, but
yeah, you know, at least these days, maybe I was a bit fatter and scruffier, a little bit more like
when
Mikey
you were the
in
Incredible
but...
Predator, I think you were more Mikey.
Yeah,
but
that was the Mikey phase. Now it's a bit more TJ Detweiler, man. We'll go with that.
You know, and this is the third in a title match. So Crafty gets real with it at the end. This is your entire life, your existence. You can't leave battle rap. And what did you think of him doing that, and then him invoking the crowd, like, you know, I have all this, and pointing to the audience, like.
I thought it was a clever angle, and you know, something that people don't really know about me like that is, like, you know, I'm not just a battle rapper. You know, like I actually have a project written, ready to record that is going to drop soon. I'm just going to shamelessly plug it right now, but like it's called the Different Gravy EP, and it shows a musical side of me that is completely away from this whole, like, you know, the monstrosity kind of thing. Tony kind of did it against me as well, where like you know, they list off achievements and stuff like this, and it's a good angle. But, you know, when I was 16, I was supporting Souls of Mischief and fucking Mos Def and R.A. the Rugged Man. Like, I've done shows and stuff, but for me, that's not really an angle to me. Like, you know what I mean? To me, it's like, well, you're a rapper, so you did some rap stuff. You know, that's cool, isn't it? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. For me, it's not really an angle I would take, but I liked it when he did it, you know?
Mm. And, yeah, I mean, he goes... it's quite funny that he basically goes into a part of his verses already done. And
yo, I was buzzing at that bit because I thought he was choking. I was like, yes, like, you know what I mean? But and he even says it in it like, that's not a choke, and I was like, oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But and everyone laughs, and it again, kind of like the back-to-back title matches. Like, that's a rare thing to see in a battle. Like, choke, sure, but restarting at the old place unwittingly, like, that's mad.
Yeah. Sorry, just say that last bit again for me. What did you say then? Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, you know, the fact that he was just repeating a bit of his verse, and just stopped and restarted. Like, you don't really see that in a battle, because it wasn't a choke. I don't think. I think his brain looped to that part. Like,
yeah, it happened when Soul battled Madflex, and he spat his third round in his second round on top of his second, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a confusing thing, man. I wouldn't count that as a choke. No. I wouldn't say that's a choke. It's more of like a... And, you know, he recovered well from it. It wasn't awkward or anything like that. I don't think it was detrimental to his performance.
No, he knew exactly where he was. Yeah. So it's just kind of a little glitch or whatever. Yeah, it's not...
Yeah.
Didn't stand out, didn't detract. I think his performance was particularly brilliant in this battle. Like, you know, I always think, even though it's an early battle, I don't know if you remember Crafty versus Jay Short, I've always thought he gave such a good performance in that battle. You know, but since then as well has really been showing out against Quill and Matter amongst others. But yeah, I mean, he takes that, he proclaims himself as the champ really at the end. And I mean, your third is cut short, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, mate. To be honest, like I say, man, he deserves it, and I hope that he goes on to, like, you know, be successful and defends it and all that. Because, you know, if you know Danny personally, I don't know him personal, but, like, you know, we're cool and shit. And he's a very passionate guy. He's very passionate about his craft. No pun intended in it. Do you know what I mean? But he's very passionate. So, you know, I can't take nothing away from him, man. I feel like even if I got my third and my second out, I think he'd have won. You know, I feel like my material wasn't as cutthroat as his was. And that's what I look for in a battle. You know what I mean? Someone being cutthroat, really cutting to the bone with what they're saying and stuff like that. And he set out to do that, and he did that, man. So, like, I got to big him up, and he's a fucking cool dude as well. So
yeah,
I hope he goes on to defend it well. What I will say is, if I win that fucking battle against Matter, I want a rematch.
Well, yeah, I want to get on to the Matter again. Congratulations to Kraft for taking the title. Looking forward to the next defense, but the Matter battle, which is Apex towards the end of the year, like, how are you seeing that? Because, like, I'm surprised you and Matter, was there ever any talk of you crossing paths early on? You've both been in Don't Flop forever, like.
Back in the day, I asked him a few times to set it up, and it's not ever a battle he was interested in. Right. I think it's maybe because he takes battling a little bit more, like, I don't want to disrespect him, but well, actually I don't care. I'm battling.
You're battling him, yeah.
So like, yeah, fuck him, innit? So like, you know, I think he takes battling a little bit more like jovially than I do. And like, you know, someone who like takes it kind of jokey like that, they don't want to necessarily battle someone who's going to be real serious like I get in a battle. So I understand why he wouldn't want to do it. Maybe he sees me as a threat. I don't know. We've never really like had a conversation with one another about it though. It's never really been something that was like, oh shit, we need to make you and Matter happen or anything like that. So, but you know, if it had ever got offered to me before, I'd have done it. But I'm glad like I'm doing it now. Because, like, low-key back then, I don't feel like my style was as developed, and I think now it will be a little bit more decisive.
I mean, if you think about it, both you and Matt are, like, some of Premier Battle's best performers, like, some of the best battles, like, in terms of consistent performances. Like.
I mean, and again, yeah, I can't really think of a time I've ever seen Matt get, like, killed or anything like that.
I mean, he wasn't killed at the Big Cannon battle, but that was a little disappointing, and if you saw that. All-star.
Oh, yeah. Oh, mate, yo. I'll tell you a funny little story. This is funny. And I can't even repeat what Big Cannon said because he uses the N-word in it. And fucking, I was watching the battle, or I caught a little bit of the battle, and I was stood in front of this big meathead dude. Dude, I'm talking this dude was fucking jacked. And fucking... I took a mouthful of beer, and and Big Cannon goes, I can't believe you would put me in a battle against this owl-looking N-word. Like, but the way he said it was so fucking funny. I spat my beer all over this big meathead in front of me, bro. Like, all over his coat. And I was like, I'm so sorry, and shit. Like, and he was like, it's cool, don't worry, it was funny. But yeah, that's the only part of that battle I caught when he called him an owl-looking N-word.
Right.
I thought that was funny. That was funny.
But, I mean, the battle itself, like...
it was a letdown, man. Like, I don't... Again, like, you know, I'm at a stage now where I don't just want to throw shade at people, but there's no way that Matter should be the champ of the UK. No fucking way. There's like 10 other guys I could name who deserve it more. Who are better lyricists and performers than that, I think. I think Matter just happened to be in the right place at the right time. He battled O'Shea. O'Shea didn't have the best performance against him.
No.
And again, like, O'Shea's great, but he's not a heavy bar based or anything, is he? You know what I mean? He's more about, like, capturing the energy and taking the piss out of you. Whereas, like, if you put someone like Soul, who's beat Matter before, even someone like Archaic, Gemini, you know, any of these people, I feel like they'd fucking smoke Matter. You know what I'm saying? But I feel he can have his glory though. He can bask in it while it lasts or whatever.
I'd love to see Gemini versus Matter.
I would too, but I feel like it would be a body bag.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be awful. But
I don't feel like there's many people in the UK who could fuck with Gemini. He's dangerous.
He's one of the greatest battlers.
I wanna see him versus Shotty, man. I wanna see that.
Yes. Oh my god.
That would be fucking crazy. I'm saying it right now. You two need to lace your boots up and you need to go to war because people want to fucking see that. I want to see that. That would be one of the greatest UK on UK battles ever. I would even put that maybe over Tony and Shotty.
Yeah, potentially. In terms of
and they're
charisma,
both greats too. I love Tony.
Oh yeah, they're both.
You know what I'm saying?
But absolute legends. Yeah.
Gemini's just got that venom about him. He comes with them left field punches that you haven't heard before and stuff. And so does Shotty. You know when Shotty did that whole shit against fucking when he was like, I told you the next big axe that come through the door will be facing a panel. Now here's Johnny. Like, that's fucking retarded, bro. Yeah. That's crazy. Like, that level of wordplay there, not everyone in the UK just has that, man. And him and Gem, that'd be nuclear, man. I'd fucking love to see that.
I mean, you versus Matter as well. It's fairly high up on the card. Are you excited to be on this card entirely, or...?
Of course, man. And I've got a point to prove after my last performance, man. So it ain't going to be that. It's not going to be what happened with Craft. It's not going to be that. And I hope that guy comes on his A1 shit because that's how I'm going to come. Like, I'm never really one to tell people what I'm going to do in a battle and, you know, like to give away strategy or anything like that. But I want to show levels in this battle, man. And if it's on a big stage, it's gonna be a fucking long night for him. I'll say that much, man. It's gonna be a long night.
Yeah, it's interesting to see when Matt has been on the bigger stages, like when he battled Lo Pesci at 5th Birthday, or Shufflo, I guess, as well. It just doesn't quite seem to ignite that fire, I suppose, that we see in the smaller rooms versus Pamphlet or someone, you know.
Of course, he and like I say, like he is good, and like his rhyming ability and that's good, and like he makes me laugh and shit like that, but he doesn't have that electricity that some people have. And when you see him on a big stage, I kind of feel like, you know, like you say, like with the Big Cannon thing, it was super underwhelming, man. You know, it was like, you know, like you're supposed to be the champ, bro. You're meant to eat guys alive on stage and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just, even in a small room and shit, he ain't my favorite. You know what I mean? He can rap, but like I say, you put him against top tier lyricists, I don't think he stands a fucking chance.
So we're just going to wrap up now with some questions from the live stream. Shout out to everyone who's listening as well out there. Leave any questions down below for Yunan. So first question from Original J. What's Yunan's next step battle rap wise?
Well, I mean,
I guess after the Matter battle, yeah.
After the Matter battle, so to be honest with you, mate, like I've done battling for so long and shit now, like I don't really want to like just jump at battles. And you know, something I've always known about myself is I get a bit excited and I'll take too much on, and then you might see a little decline in my performance, and I don't want that for the fans and stuff. I want every time them for when they see me, for it to be electric, for it to give that Yunnan feel and stuff. So I'll defend the title if I win, which I plan on doing. But you know, I'll defend the title, and I'll take bigger names if they're like, you know, a stateside name and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna try and stay away from doing like the smaller battles and stuff like that don't really inspire me too much, because I feel like it's detrimental to me. So I would love to get in the ring with some American guys, you know, someone like a fucking an Arsenal, or like a fucking Big K, or someone like this, someone that's gonna really stick the energy on me and make me bring out that big energy, you know. So yeah, man, like I guess that's the next step for me. And furthermore, the music and stuff like that, I want to kind of try and incorporate it all into one a little bit more, as opposed to just jumping on every card and stuff, you know. Make it a bit more exclusive.
Any King of the Dot? How's that allegiance?
Mate, you know, me and King of the Dot, we're cool, but like again, like I feel like every time I've gone out there, I haven't really done myself a massive amount of justice in terms of them maybe wanting to bring me back or whatever. Like the Sketch Menace battle was a little bit of a quiet show, and the crowd was a bit funny, and they didn't receive me very well. And you know, back in 2012, I did good shit. I won my battle out there, but you know, I want to go out there and I want to fucking, you know, I want to kill someone. You know what I'm saying? I want to have an electric performance and light someone the fuck up out there. And if they give me the opportunity, I'll definitely go out there. But there's no bad relationship there. Me and Organic are tight and all that kind of stuff. It's just something that hasn't happened.
George Mann asking, does Yunnan think some people overuse personals as a lack of creativity?
I mean, you can be personal. That's fine. And it doesn't even have to be creative, but you have to be prepared to deal with what people are going to say about that. I feel like if you have a personal angle that you want to take and you can make it creative, then great. But yeah, I do think sometimes, and especially with myself, I feel like people do lean on the stuff that people have said as a crutch. And I would like to hear someone just try go bar for bar, or maybe take a slightly new angle with me and all that kind of stuff. But you know, generally speaking, no, I wouldn't say to people it's not necessarily a lack of creativity, because when you're writing for a rap battle, you know, you got to pull out all the punches, man. You sat there thinking about this person for fucking months, so you got to say something. And if you find out a personal bit of dirt, then use it, man. You know, it's a fight, so you got to do whatever you got to do.
George also asks, what's the worst name flip you've ever heard in battle rap?
Oh, shit. Yo, there's been a lot of fucking terrible ones, let's be honest. I can't really think of one off the top of. Yeah, it's O'Shea when he said he said unanimous if your grandma took a penalty, your nan would miss.
Oh right, yeah.
That's awful. But again, O'Shea gets away with it because it's O'Shea, right? But for me, name flip is always cool, but like a bar in general, for me, it has to make sense both ways or it doesn't work for me. And if you make a word something that it is not to make it fit, that makes it a bad bar for me, and I wouldn't write it because of that,
I mean, you've got the pen game deeper than journals lost in the Titanic, so which is like still one of the great bars, like ever.
I don't know if that is such a great bar looking back at that though, bro. If I'm honest with you, man. Like, but I feel like that there is when I first started trying to explore, like, I was watching URL a lot and kind of just trying to be a bit more lyrical, if that, like, sorry to use that word, but, like just you know what I'm saying, just to, like, trying to take it up to a bit of a different level, because maybe before people like me and Ark was about and stuff like, not because Ark's been about, but I mean like Don't Flop was quite jokey at one point, wasn't it?
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
I wanted to kind of like take it to them deeper levels there, I guess, and just try and rap a bit more. But that's a trash bar, though.
Yeah, well, it's just the imagery. The imagery sticks with me. The fridge says, Unan's top 3 goats of UKBR and why, please? Top of your head.
That's a tough question because I'm a fan of a lot of guys. So like for me, off the top, it would be a tear up between Tony, Shotty, Soul, and Gemini. Like they would be the ones fighting for the top 3 in the UK. But like, I feel like there's people that get slept on. I think Maverick is super slept on.
Yeah.
I don't know if people would know about this guy, but Kiz.
Yeah. Okay.
You know who Kiz is?
Yeah.
Bro, he's a criminally slept on rapper. And I feel like he deserves a lot more shine. Maybe not so much in his a cappella format, but like on a beat and stuff like that. Because like, and I'll throw Dialect up there as well, man, just because of his sheer ability, sheer performance and delivery. But like, they all fall under that umbrella, and I guess the reason being is because when you put them on a big stage, they look natural. They can light a fucking room of 2,000 people up the same as they could light a room of 100 people up, And I don't think that star power there is something that everybody has. And I feel like it's something that you learn, and it only can come from experience and stuff like that. I'd put Raptor up there as well when he's on his day. Like, he has some off games and stuff like that, but if you look back at like his big cannon battle and stuff like that, if that was Raptor all the time, then he'd be a fucking, he'd be in that top 5 all the time. But I think he has a bit too many off games sometimes in it, but he's still a fire lyricist.
All right, well, I mean, music wise, Twitter, like, how do people get at you?
Well, you probably don't want to follow me on Twitter because I'm always beefing with someone on there. So
no, we do.
But like, just at Unanimous, mate, on everything. I've got an EP dropping soon, and I can't put a date on when, but it's completely written and ready to record. The Different Gravy EP, and I feel like it's going to change the way some people perceive the whole battle rap thing with me, and show a little bit more of like a versatile side and shit like that.
So what can we expect on there? What sort of things to hear like?
Well, I feel like people would maybe think that like I would just come with some horrorcore raps, and it's definitely not just that. It's me switching flows up and stuff like that, and maybe a bit more skippy, maybe a little bit more like dark in places, but just music as opposed to bars on a beat. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that there are certain battle rappers do quite a lot. It's just like, you can spit a 64 on a beat, but can you make a song? And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear a song,
All right.
But I think you'll love it, man. And like, you'll get a sneak peek of it, Tom, before anybody else does, bro.
I'm excited to hear it. No, I am excited to hear it. And people go back and check out the old episodes as well. with Yunan. Follow us on Twitter at battlerapresume. Get in touch with me, battlerapresume@gmail.com. Patreon is there. Episodes like this will go on there first. Head over to iTunes, leave us a review. Yunan, this has been a pleasure as always. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, mate, thanks for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Tom. Always, man.